Hello everyone. So I wanted to give some more information about what I'm receiving about the the energies that's going to come in March. So um, what I keep getting is that this is an event. So some people call it the event, but it's more of an event in that we've received waves before this. We've received waves, and these could be felt on a subconscious level more than a conscious level. And this event is more on the conscious level for the mainstream. That's why it's different. It's this big, massive shift in consciousness because people are going to become aware that it is happening. But there has been waves coming in, and there's going to be waves coming in after this event. And so it is an event, not the event, in that there's really no the event, as in there's no one event, it's many events, it's a process. Now, I also am receiving information about how this is individual as well as collective. So let me explain this to you. I made this diagram that I hope you can see. So down here we have um, dense energies, okay? And that would be plants, animals, and only because their experience is of more of the 2D here, in that their perspective is limited, okay? Not that that's a bad thing, okay? Not that that is, that we're better than them, just that their perspective is different. And they don't really serve others, okay? They act more on instinct, okay? Now, entities can experience the world in 1 and 2D as well because they will tag along on a body and not have their own body. There are some entities that do have bodies, but then they still tag on to bodies. But if they don't have a body, which many don't, then they're more of the 2D because their experience is limited because they're not having their own experience. They're having a limited experience through someone else's body. And then we get the 3D, which is where our planet is now, and that is on a material limited perspective. Okay, now some people have then been enlightened to 4D, 5D, and 6D, and so they're operating here though in the 3D world. Okay, they have enlightened consciousness, but they're still limited here in the 3D world. Okay, they're still operating here in the 3D world. Now, we can manifest in the 3D world, but most of us is still working through this 3D world. And so individually, though, we may have raised our consciousness above the planet. Okay? So, let me to explain what 4D is more so, okay? So 4D is when you become less triggered and things happen to you, but they don't affect you in the same way that somebody at 3D would, because 3D sees themselves as a victim and things happen to them. With 4D, you have freedom and you understand that you are not your experience. You are beyond your experience. And so you can better have detachment. You can shift your perspective to a higher perspective beyond the world. This is also where you begin to understand that time does not exist. Now, 5D, I received some information today, some downloads about 5D, and that's where it gets kind of trippy, where it's where you are experiencing your own experience, but you're also understanding the experience of others, the sense of oneness. You may have an experience here, but understand that there is another experience somewhere else simultaneously. So you might be in multiple places at once, stepping outside timelines altogether, having multiple timelines. It gets trippy, okay? From 5D up. Yeah, so this is more of a acting on a collective oneness in connecting with others and understanding that you are you, but you are also others. And there's this sense of connection and oneness with your experience. So you're not limited even within yourself, and you're not limited with the world. So 4D is where you begin to not be limited by your experience, but 5D is where you really free yourself from the material world altogether, okay? So just to clarify about that, and also you see how I drew, God's up here, and these are the dimensions, and so these higher dimensions are sending waves down to us to activate and awaken us, okay? And if you're operating here on one of these higher enlightenment dimensions, you are also sending, if you receive waves, then you're sending waves also to down here. You are sending the energies, okay? We are all connected, we're all influencing the lower densities to shift them up as well. And then once they get shifted up, then they will send it down, okay? Now, since there's 1 and 2 densities, they're not really sending their energies down to anybody. They're not serving others. They're serving themselves. Okay. I know that there's probably going to be some conflict about the animals and the plants about if they're serving us or others. And so they're not negative polarized in stealing from others' energies or trying to interfere or manipulate like entities at all. What I mean is that their experience is very materialistic. Okay, so they do serve us. They serve others in helping us to grow and learn, and they are learning too. But their perspective is very worldly. Okay, so but that doesn't mean that they are negative polarized like the entities are. The entities are trying to interfere with us. They're trying to limit us. They are trying to keep us. Okay, so if we get here, they're trying to like limit us to so that if we're in 5th, to see ourselves only as 4th, such as. Okay. Okay, so we understand this. this event then, we all are acting at different frequencies then, different dimensions of consciousness. Now, the planet itself is here, and with this event wave, as my understanding is that it's going to shift us, the planet itself, to 4. It's going to begin the 4D, okay? And then there's going to be some more waves coming in, and then it's going to shift us even more to the 5D. And since there are people here, and then there's people here, we're all going to experience this differently. So this is a physical manifestation. So this wave is a physical thing, whereas the other waves are physical as well, but we understood it more of a subconscious way. A lot of people are not aware of it. We're not conscious of it unless you're very in tune, such as, with your third eye, or you're feeling it with your heart and feeling it. But this is something that people are going to experience more of as in a physical way, because the physical is changing. It changes to 4D. So some people may not even understand what this is, even though they see something like a light. They may not understand what that light is at first. People here are going to understand this differently. So if you're 5 or 4, you're going to understand it maybe through the heart and understand what this means. So people here are going to see it more intellectually. Okay. But everybody will experience it in some way. Most people I get. I just keep getting most people. So I don't know if that means that some people won't experience it. They won't even understand it enough to know it at all. But that's just what I get. Most people will experience something in March. And then I also get May. So I get the time of May. Then I think that there's kind of like something's gonna happen in May as well. So this I gather is the beginning of the new earth. It's not the new earth itself, but it's the beginning. And then once this energies come in to shape the planet, then it's more of us to then shape the planet into what we create from the energies. So the planet is bringing in the fourth dimension, and then we are then creating the new earth from this fourth dimensional energies, this fourth dimensional consciousness. So I hope that this makes sense. I am really trying to make sense of this all and piece everything together to understand. So it is a collective thing, but we all individually experience it in different ways. So, all right, well, I hope you have a good day and much love.